The Canon 6D is the latest camera that I've been using in my hunt for the perfect vlogging camera. It meets a lot of my needs, but still has some fatal flaws. This is the Canon 6D, released in 2017. I was pretty sure this was not the camera for me, but I think maybe I was wrong. So my top 3 features for the Canon 6D Mark II would be obviously the sensor. The sensor is fantastic. The autofocus is really, really amazing. It does a good job of hitting any sort of focus based on whatever you're looking at. The Canon EF mount that it uses for full frame lenses is one of the best on the planet. Canon has a long history of producing top-notch lenses, and they've got tons of options, although a lot of them can be a little bit pricey. I love the Canon EF lens mount, but I'm really worried that with everyone going mirrorless, I'm gonna have to replace all these lenses or buy a bunch of expensive adapters in the future. The Canon 6D Mark II has a full frame sensor, which means that I get better video footage than I would on a Micro Four Thirds or an APS-C sensor, just because the pixels are bigger. It also means that it has better low light quality. Compared to the GH5, I find this little dial a little bit confusing. I had to look up what AV and TV, etc. meant. It actually ends up being the same modes where you're focusing on aperture and prioritizing for shutter speed, but the idea that shutter speed is being focused for when you're on TV mode just doesn't make sense to me. All of these modes also get really confusing when you go into video mode because it doesn't actually matter which of the dials you're on some of the time, right? Like the options don't change for some reason. And I find that very confusing which modes actually adjust the settings. Because, for example, I want to be in aperture priority. How do I do that? When I'm in photo mode, I can actually say, let's put this in aperture priority. And then I can choose if I want 2.8 or if I want something else, right? That all works great. But in video mode, it just doesn't work the same. Because I thought the GH5 was really, really easy to use. But then I started using the 6D and I didn't really have to figure anything out, right? Like I still haven't gone through all the menus, but I'm still able to get different images and have different aesthetics and those sorts of things just using the menus and the features that it has. One of the things that worked really well for me in particular was that I came from a Canon 6D Mark I, which actually uses the same battery as the Mark II, so I could reuse all of those old batteries I have. This is a dumb feature that maybe only I care about, but the idea that you can change the battery out without taking the plate off of it is super nice. With my GH5, I always had to take the camera off of the plate in order to swap the batteries. And I actually love the clickiness and the feel of photo capture on a DSLR, right? I can use the viewfinder, very low battery, and then whenever I want to take a picture, I just hit the shutter, right? It just goes, and it can go very quickly, and I have full control of everything that's happening. One other feature that I really like about the Canon 6D is it actually has a really good Wi-Fi mode. The app isn't very highly rated in the App Store, but when you turn on Wi-Fi, you can actually connect your phone with this little NFC tag. So I just touch my phone to the camera, it connects, and then I can either do live controlling or I can transfer all the footage off of it. So there are a few things I hate about the Canon 6D. Number one that's been affecting my vlogging is that the continuous autofocus in video mode on these lenses has been super noisy. You can like hear it clicking in a lot of my different videos. One of my least favorite features is that the connectivity is via mini USB, not even micro USB. So this just ruins my life goal of living with all USB-C devices. The Canon 6D also notably is missing 4K. I edit all my footage in 1080p and that's how I publish it, so this actually doesn't affect me, but I always like the idea of filming in higher resolution. So I actually just got burned by this. Because there's no audio levels on screen, you can't tell when you're actually recording audio or not, which is just a killer because it's one of the least favorite things in my universe is having to redo work. And so every time that happens to me, I'm like, I hate you, 6D. I recorded a whole bunch of video, but because one of the transceivers had stopped working, I had no audio. And because there's no on-screen display, I had no way of knowing. I love this wireless microphone, but it's such a pain to put it on and set it up every time. Is audio even working? Does it work? Is there audio? I have no idea. The autofocus is fantastic, but at the price of the clicking, I almost don't want it, right? When I think back to the GH5, it did the really intelligent autofocus without ruining the audio coming from the camera, which is just a big pain. Overall, I think the Canon 6D Mark II meets all of my vlogging needs in terms of image quality, in terms of the variety of lenses that I can stick on it very, very easily, very cheaply, but I'm still gonna keep pursuing this holy grail of the perfect camera that is affordable, has the feature set, has the image quality, and has all the convenience features that I need, like the articulating lens, so that I can be vlogging on the go, right? Ideally, I would have a camera I could just stuff in my backpack and capture the best quality images and share them with the world. So overall, I think there's better cameras out there, like the Sony A7R Mark IV, or whatever it's on, the new Panasonic I'm really excited about. Even the Canon mirrorless cameras, they probably have better features, better like image sensor, better controls, those sorts of things. But the Canon 6D has the image quality that I need in order to tell a story. Now, I'm gonna keep looking for that perfect set of image, price, feature set, but for now I think I'm gonna stick with the Canon 6D Mark II. Hopefully all this information about the Canon 6D has helped you decide if this is the right camera for you in 2019. For me, I'm on to taking a look at the S1H from Panasonic next.